Hashtag Trending would like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers a complete networking stack, wired, wireless, and cellular in one integrated solution that's built for performance and scale. You can find them at meter.com/HTT. Zapier study finds AI boosts productivity, but the cleanup costs are real and measurable. Anthropic quietly launches Claude Cowork, and it may be taking aim at Microsoft, not just OpenAI. And Europe explores open source as a path to greater digital sovereignty. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. A new study of 1,100 enterprise workers from Zapier says 92% say AI improves their productivity. But the same study shows that productivity comes with a measurable cost. 58% of users spent 3 or more hours every week correcting AI output. On average, workers lose about 4.5 hours a week to cleanup. That's more than 200 hours per year per employee. And 78% of respondents say they've experienced at least one negative consequence from low-quality AI output. That includes 28% who had work rejected internally due to quality problems, 27% who experienced a privacy or security incident, and 25% who faced a customer complaint or escalation. As well, another 24% missed deadlines or ran into compliance, legal, or accuracy issues. And fixing these problems takes time. Where that time goes is also revealing. Zapier found the biggest source of what it calls AI work slop isn't writing, it's data analysis and research. And it turns out training seems to play a key role. Workers without AI training are 6 times more likely to say AI makes them less productive. Trained users report stronger productivity gains, but also spend more time checking and correcting output. So it might be as simple as trained users know what can go wrong if AI output isn't checked. Untrained users may not notice problems until the damage is already done. And it could also be that those who are highly trained are the ones who detect the problems and get stuck with the cleanup. Whatever the root causes, the message from Zapier's data is clear. AI does boost productivity, but without training and review, the hidden costs show up elsewhere in rejected work, security incidents, customer complaints, and potentially just the need to clean up the mess. We've done a lot of stories on Anthropic this week, from its advances in coding tools to its expansion into healthcare, but one move might have slipped under the radar. According to Business Insider, Anthropic has quietly released Claude Cowork, a desktop-based app workspace that the company says is designed to bring the power of Claude's coding to people who don't write software. Anthropic says that instead of working inside terminals or development environments, Cowork lets users automate real work directly from their desktop using plain language. Users select a folder on their computer and they tell Claude what they want done. According to the company, the AI can then organize files, summarize documents, extract data, generate reports, clean up folders, and carry out multi-step tasks, all through a chat-style interface. And if what Anthropic is claiming works, it's significant. It's applying the same focus on logic, accuracy, and high-quality autonomous work that Claude is already known for in software development, where mistakes break systems and reasoning matters, and it's extending that approach to everyday office work. And again, if this works as promised, that shift matters. Claude Cowork wouldn't be about one-off answers. It would be about working inside the job itself, with access to real files, shared context, and ongoing tasks. The emphasis would be on continuity and quality rather than constant prompting and rework. This also lands at an interesting competitive moment. We've covered repeated dissatisfaction with Microsoft Copilot. Fair or unfair, there are a lot of complaints about intrusive integration, confusing behavior, and declining trust in the output quality. For many users, the issue isn't AI itself. It's how aggressively it's been bolted onto their tools. Seen in that light, Claude Cowork may not be aimed only at OpenAI. It may be a quiet challenge to Microsoft's vision of AI everywhere, whether users want it or not. For those of us who've worked with Claude, we admire the interface and the intelligence of the program. But that doesn't necessarily lead to Cowork being successful. For now, it's a promise, not a verdict. But if Anthropic delivers on what it's describing, as it has in the past, it suggests a different path for workplace AI, one that prioritizes precision, restraint, quality, and software-grade discipline over constant visibility. And finally, Europe is taking a closer look at open source as a way to strengthen digital sovereignty, and the effort is moving faster and further than it may first appear. According to the reporting from the open source publication ITS FOSS, the European Union has opened a formal call under its open source strategy for 2026. This isn't a long consultation. The window is just 4 weeks. For those who follow European policy, this is moving quickly. Now, one thing that could be making this move forward is that open source isn't new in Europe. Although he now lives in Portland, Oregon, Linus Torvald, the inventor of Linux, the biggest open source project in the world, is European. And there are a host of other open source projects that began and many that still reside in Europe. And some European governments have already tested this direction with mixed success over the years, but interest is returning. Parts of Germany and the Netherlands have moved sections of their public sector away from Microsoft Office, now favoring open source Office software and open document formats. Until now, those efforts were national, uneven, and limited in scale, but what could be changing is the scope. ITS FOSS reports that the EU's call spans cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, internet technologies, open hardware, and even industrial sectors such as automotive and manufacturing. Office productivity software for government is a visible starting point, but the ambition appears to be far larger. And what's striking is how the EU describes the problem. It says Europe already has what it calls a very active and rich ecosystem of open source developer communities, among the largest in the world. So the gap isn't support or innovation, it's scale and a realistic assessment of past problems and how to solve them. The EU seems to be acknowledging that supporting open source mainly through research and innovation programs hasn't delivered widespread adoption. Strong projects exist, but many struggle to grow into deployable, sustainable solutions. So funding coding clearly isn't enough. The proposal shifts focus towards governance frameworks, sustainable support, market integration, and even new business models, including public-private partnerships, which could turn open source innovation into real-world infrastructure with long-term funding and support, something that many projects lack. Despite political tensions, which are undeniable, this initiative is not being framed as an attempt to ban U.S. software. It's an attempt to create viable alternatives and to use the purchasing power of government itself to drive adoption and innovation. To Canadian ears, that approach sounds familiar. It's the mantra of the current Carney government in Canada. But whether Canada shares in this initiative or adopts its own similar direction remains to be seen. And that's our show. Once again, we'd like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers full-stack networking infrastructure, wired, wireless, and cellular to leading enterprises. Working with their partners, Meter designs, deploys, and manages everything required to get performant, reliable, and secure connectivity in a space. They design the hardware, the firmware, build the software, manage deployments, and even run support. It's a single, integrated solution that scales from branch offices, warehouses, and large campuses all the way to data centers. Book a demo at meter.com/HTT. That's meter.com/HTT. And check us out this weekend as #Trending presents the Project Synapse team with the latest on AI with our hands-on expert panel. Join us for some conversation, some in-depth discussion, and sometimes even some laughs. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a fabulous Friday.